Greetings, demons, and welcome to Warhammer Weekly, episode 43. So, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different in terms of the formatting for this video. First off, I'm on the wrong thing, but, yeah, so instead of the usual way of doing it, where, I just edit in the images over footage of good old, bolt gun as of recent, which I believe I think I've finished. I may not have used all the gameplay yet, but I've finished that game, so that's over anyway, Boltgun, nearly. But, yeah, so instead of doing that, I thought it would be kind of fun, kind of different, just to kind of do live reactions, almost, to the articles themselves. So, yeah, I don't have any pickups this week. I just wanted to do the little explanation of what I'm doing this time around. But, yeah, let's roll that intro and get into the topics.
Not the leader of a cult, RabbitWithAxe.
So, starting out, we have Warhammer, the Horus Heresy Thursday. We have MAlcadors, and, yeah, once again, the joke of tiny tanks, even tinier tanks, all that kind of stuff. Just more tanks in general. I've made it very clear that when it comes to Legions Imperialis, I'm tired, and when it comes to tanks in Heresy, I'm even more tired, but, yeah, more tiny tanks, and to be fair, the MAlcador is actually a pretty decent looking one. It's one of the funnier designs, especially the, is this just the regular MAlcador heavy tank? I can never actually remember. There is Medusa, yeah, no. So the MAlcador heavy tank, anyway, it's, the fact it just pulls along its stupid little gas can is just, it's such a funny concept, and the fact that, in universe it actually functions pretty well is just hilarious to me. But getting out of the lore stuff, this looks cool. It looks like a neat model. If it was, a tank I care about, I'd probably be pretty interested. It's got the flamer cannon on the front, got the ram at the bottom, and as I say, the little dragged along fuel tank, which is definitely not a bomb waiting to get shot. But beside the point, we also have the... what is this one? Infernus? Oh, no, this is the... okay, this is the Infernus. And then this one is... what is this one? The Valdor Tank Hunter? I think, maybe? This has a heavy cannon. Which cannon is this? The MAlcador chassis could be outfitted with powerful neutron beam laser. Okay. Okay, I bet that's going to be interesting in-game. But, yeah, another MAlcador variant. This one doesn't have the funny little canister behind it. Still has the battering ram though, which is good. And yeah, a neutron blaster. Okay, I'm very interested in how that actually works, in game and stuff, like what its stats look like. But yeah, MAlcador tanks. They're cool. They're neat. There's some of the funnier looking tanks. They look very World War II or World War I even. But yeah, this one has a dual flamer, and this one has a laser beam cannon. But, yeah, they look very cool. They, as I say, Legion Imperialis I'm burnt out on. When it comes to, tanks in general for Heresy, I don't care too much. I don't care about tanks in general. I own, a Chaos Rhino, and a lot of bikes. That's basically my... oh, and I own the Storm Raven, or whatever it's called, the Deathwatch Flyer. But... that's really it when it comes to vehicles, and there's not many vehicles I care about. But yeah, very, very cool to see more of those anyway. And, for people that actually care about the tanks in Heresy, it's nice to have them. I completely get that, some people, this is their version of 40k. This is how they play Warhammer 30k and 40k. It's just tank only. That's what they love, that's what they enjoy, and, fair enough. If that's what you're into, that's what you're into, and I respect that. But moving over to Blood Bowl, we have a new Skaven player. So, a newly returned Skaven star player, apparently. This one is Skaven Master Assassin Skitter Stab Stab, which is the most, it's the most Skaven name imaginable. But, yeah, a new Blood Bowl player. We love to see it, especially from Skaven. And, yeah, he's just a little rat boy. He's got a knife, he's got his headgear on, he's jumping over what looks like a shield, I think. Kind of interesting. And I like when models for Blood Bowl are like this, where legitimately you could just run this in a Skaven army as, what's the unit called? What's the assassin called? I own it. I'm trying to see where it is. It won't help me if I see where it is. I'm trying to see where it is in my room. But yeah, it could definitely be ran just as a basic Skaven unit, which I really do appreciate. You just paint the shoulder pad to be, matching with the rest of the armor or the rest of the leather, and you've pretty much just got a really nice rat boy. And of course, the Blood Bowl art is always beautiful. I love how not love. I find it funny. That's what I meant to say. How the actual model's painted with red, but then the art here is painted with black. It's kind of interesting there. Also, how brown, how dark the fur is compared to how it's painted. It's painted very light. Just some interesting differences between that. Usually the art's pretty close to how they paint it, but yeah, there we go. Master Assassin is the ability as well. Once per game, when Skitter successfully breaks an opposition player's armor as a result of a stab special action, you may choose to re-roll the injury roll. Okay. So, yeah, he's just an assassin for Blood Bowl. You can't really complain about that. As I say, I love my rats, love my Skaven. So, yeah, very, very cool. I do quite like him. Like his little teeth and everything. It's just a very cool model. The rings on his tail, just a great Skaven. A great Skaven model. And that does bring us to the Advent engine. So we actually have quite a lot to go over. Obviously, we have from the 10th to the 17th. And starting off with the 10th, we have some bony fingers, maybe? I think this is some sort of weapon, but I couldn't tell you what. It kind of looks like a very blunt trident. I don't have a clue what this is, honestly. Your guess is as good as mine, realistically. It looks interesting. I'm sure whatever models it's attached to will be very cool. Are they giving any ideas here? We're clawing for answers. Yeah, so it's some sort of claw, some sort of weapon of some description, but I couldn't tell you what. But it looks interesting for the 10th of December. And for the 11th, we have a scabbard, I believe that is. Though it seemingly isn't attached to a model, or to a natural character, so that's kind of interesting. Strap yourself in, draw out what it... Oh, is it not a scabbard? Is it potentially, with them saying draw out, is it potentially a, what are they called? The arrow holders. That doesn't make sense, because it should be attached to it doesn't appear to be attached to anything, which is the confusing thing there, but I'm sure we'll find out closer to when this model releases. But yeah, that's interesting. We do actually have the bigger picture here. Which, yeah, it might be, yeah, it is a scabbard, because it's a sword, but it doesn't make sense though, because it's still not attached to, like, the actual, cover, the sheath, isn't actually connected to, that's weird, it isn't connected to a model. That is interesting. Yeah, that's definitely some sort of sword holder, some sort of sheath, some sort of scabbard, something like that, so, yeah, very, very cool. And then for the 12th of December, we have what looks like some makeshift mallet, or, hitting stick. I'm not too sure what to make of that, really. It looks like the hand holding it is made out of rock, which is interesting. Arm holding a staff, staff holding an arm, or both. Interesting. Okay, so it is some sort of staff. That's what we can discern from that. Do we have a better version of the image? Not really. It doesn't really add much. There's definitely a chain there, which is interesting. So there's a chain attached to it, there's a rocky-looking arm, and then a staff that looks to be made of half metal, half wood, with like a lightning bolt nailed into it. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, I don't know what to make of that, really. It's interesting. I can't even make a guess as to what faction this is, because I have no clue what faction has, rocky arms from any of them, from any of the games. That's interesting. I'm not too sure what to make of that. It looks interesting. I'm sure the model will look cool. But yeah, that's it for the 12th. So for the 13th, we have a bomb. It's just a bomb. Make a blast. Yeah, it's just a bomb. Refuse to speculate further. Yeah. Is there more to the picture there? No, it's just a bomb. There's nothing to say about it. It's just a bomb. It looks very makeshift. I would, maybe lean towards something like the Orcs. It could even be, AOS and it's like Skaven or something. That'd be kind of interesting. But not very much to work off there. It's just a bomb. What do you mean there's a bomb? And for the 14th, it's a Stormbolter. I wasn't expecting it to be that simple. But who or what is firing it? I'm assuming this is probably going to be this is probably the first hint at actually it won't be. I was going to say this will be the first hint at Grey Knights, but Grey Knights have it mounted to their wrist, so it can't be. This is a Stormbolter, but it's not being held by. It must be some sort of Terminator character. I couldn't tell you which character. There's nothing shouting at me that it's a certain faction, it's a certain legion or whatever. That's interesting. I'm definitely leaning toward Terminator character. I couldn't go any more specific than that. But, yeah, there appears to be some sort of, I want to say like a sword attached to it, which is kind of interesting. I'm trying to think what legions would have that sort of iconography. I really don't know. I'm not sure. Like, without seeing a little bit more of this, we can't really say too much. Yeah, no, there's nothing really to work from. Definitely a Terminator character. That's what I'm saying. Either that or it's some very high up, like, very important character. Just normal character that just happens to have a Stormbolter, which would be interesting. But, yeah, it's a new Stormbolter. Can't complain about that, but not much else to say about it. And that brings us to the 15th, where we have some sort of Imperial debris. This looks... Okay, my initial thought is that this looks like something that's for Kill Team. I don't know what it is that's telling me that. It looks like a bit of paneling from some vehicle that's been shot through. It's got what I would definitely say is some sort of Imperial symbol on it. I recognise it, but I can't think which symbol that's supposed to be. It might be Chaos, obviously, that's always possible, but yeah, I'd lean towards this being Imperium of some description. And as I say, I don't know what's telling me this, but it makes me think of Kill Team. Like some sort of barrier for Kill Team, but or terrain for Kill Team. I don't know. I can't say for sure, but it looks interesting. What are they saying about it? Whatever it's showing us today has holes in it. Great. Okay. Very, very good. But yeah, I don't know what else to add about that. It looks to me like some sort of terrain or some sort of paneling for a vehicle, and I can't really say more about that. So there we go. That's day 15. And finally, for day 16, we have a potion being poured out that has souls in it. Okay, this is probably a death faction, if I was to guess. Where is it? Do we not get a better picture of this one? Am I just missing it? Am I just blind? I don't think we have a proper picture of it yet. Is the 15th? No, the 15th isn't filled in still. Where is it? I don't know where it is, but yeah, it looks like Death Faction to me from AOS. I know I just say that for a lot of things recently, but that's honestly what I'm seeing. It could obviously be, something like Orcs. It could be. I'm trying to think with that sort of. It might be Chaos, but it'd be leaning more towards demons. I could definitely see like a demon doing this. That would make sense. Souls are a thing for demons as well. I don't know. I don't really have too good of an idea of this one, but it looks interesting. Pouring out a potion. What are they saying about it? Delivered another teaser for you to pour over, or should that be pour? Whatever's in this flask looks delicious, doesn't it? No, just does. Oh well. Okay, so yeah, it appears to be some sort of soul drink, some sort of poison potentially. And yeah, the exact faction they belongs to couldn't really specify. It would be interesting if it was Chaos and it was demons. But I'm not exactly holding my breath on that one. But yeah, we've got quite a lot of the Advent actually filled out. Now, we've only got, what, I don't know why I'm doing this in my head. We've got 8 more days. 9 more days? 9 more days. Yeah, 9 more days, because the 17th. Because obviously, like, this comes out on the 17th. I don't have the one for the 17th as of recording. But yeah, so everything else, like, we're getting there. We are really getting there. But, yeah, that is really everything to go over here. So that is really everything to go over for this episode. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like it, subscribe if you're new, and ring that bell so you never miss upload. Otherwise, comment below what your thoughts and feelings. What do you think of the new MAlcadors for Legion of Imperialis? What do you think of the new Skaven? I forgot what it was called for a second there. The new Skaven for Blood Bowl. I know a lot of people don't care too much about Blood Bowl, but at the end of the day, it's a new Skaven. People like Skaven. I like Skaven. Don't know what you think, but yeah, otherwise it's going to be it from me. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!
Look at the screen, you'll be fine. Culture's a disease. Just wanna tell